Hello everyone, welcome back to the Summit 3 by Gigabyte. It's Europe and we're in Phase 2. And our first series today is Cloud9 taking on NiP and Purge. In game number 1, it was all NiP all day. They had a good formula happening for them, good aggression right at the start, and they never let up. It was really tremendous.
Yeah, really good support roaming. They ganked the safe lane, they ganked the mid lane. They eventually did a bit of pressure on the top lane that got a kill once or twice. Era got a stupid advantage. He got Vlad's really fast, he didn't die, and then all of a sudden he had 17k net worth when C9 was working with 8k tops on their most farmed heroes, so that's tough.
And by the way, if you didn't know, we're on Twitch right now, so we are just definitely putting it all out there. Let's hop into the draft because these players are flying through it pretty dang fast. Cloud9, Ninjas in the Pajamas, Cloud9 need this win here to stay alive. Well, I say stay alive, at least stay alive in the upper bracket. It is a double elimination, so even if they are to go down here, they do have another chance at Summit 3 life. But they're going to open up with good old Troll Warlord, and they're persistent about their Phoenix, so they grab it again. Most likely another Big Daddy support Phoenix, though with the flexibility of the hero, we could see it pop into the hands of Bone 7, given where this draft could go. And for NiP, they get Chen, and they followed up with a Witch Doctor, so just doing their supports 1-2 punch right at the get-go.
Yeah, I think Phoenix is pretty good against Chen because his range on his Fire Spirits is really high. You can pull the creep waves past the tower pretty easily, reduce the attack speed of the creeps while doing damage to them is really good because most of the time the Chen creeps are strong because they just tank the nukes and they keep hitting the tower, so at least you can do damage to them while reducing their attack speed, and that'll be pretty okay, I think. Troll Warlord in combination, it prevents the enemy team from having him. That's one good thing. Against Phoenix especially.
Oh, yeah.
An extra way to kill him. They haven't banned out Legion Commander this game. I don't think it would have been a waste of a ban as well to anticipate for just saving your support Phoenix. You don't really want to ban and pick like that. And they also grab a Skywrath Mage, which I guess is going to be, that'll be their support, I guess. I was wondering, I'm thinking too much about how to prevent the Phoenix from getting countered, I think, but it's important not to fall into that trap like I am right now, because if you focus too much on how you lost the last game, you might mess up your drafting, and you might still need to have like good synergy in your team, or focus on the things that are good for you guys. So I don't know, does Fado still play Troll mid? He used to always go Troll mech. He was like he was the Troll pioneer before like anybody played him heavily. Played a lot of mid troll. He would always go mech, but they don't buy it anymore because it's too mana expensive, I think.
I mean, maybe it's just me not casting a lot of Cloud9 recently, and it's just I don't think of Fata playing troll, but then I don't think of Eternal Envy also playing it. Doesn't seem like I've noticed either of them play the hero, though everyone, including pubs of the world, all enjoyed the hero. It's something I haven't seen Cloud9 do, but that, like I said, could just be I've been more in the NA scene, then over to China, then back again. I've unfortunately haven't been doing too much Europe as of recent here, but yeah, it's definitely something in particular. They still could also, if they decide to make this like an offlane Phoenix, they could get like the secondary Treant Protector. Teams like EG like to go for if they want to get that bit of lockdown. Could also help, but it could also be a problem against something like a Witch Doctor. If they're committed onto something like that, he can get a good ward off and a good cask as well, because that's just putting a lot behind good congested team fight where someone like Witch Doctor can really thrive. But now NiP looking for their third pickup here after already grabbing a couple supports. There's still some prominent options out there. I've seen a lot of teams when they get a Chen, it's one of the few times I'll see like a Centaur come back in the offlane. It seems like a lot of teams enjoy the whole Stampede with the Chen army. They literally have like a whole buffalo herd stomping on forward trying to get a hold of anyone they can.
Yeah, it's a cool synergy there. And not to mention there's nothing really wrong with ever having a Centaur in a lot of cases. It's something I miss a lot of games when I play pubs. You're like, man, I wish I had somebody that could just initiate and do 600 magic damage. Like, it's such a good thing to be able to initiate and stun. It's like a weaker Bat Rider in a way, but the other utility options are there. It doesn't provide much carry potential, but it gives you a lot of pick-off potential. It makes your team fights really strong, because then you get a reliable stun and a bit of burst damage and this annoying guy that doesn't get killed. So Cloud9 opts for, rather than going for a mid troll, they're going to go for the let's buff the hell out of the troll later, and it'll be EE playing troll most likely with a mid Magnus. I guess it could be an offlane Magnus. I've seen Bone 7 play that before, but that's an option, either mid Magnus or offlane Magnus. But the important distinction is his second skill or empower, which gives Troll cleave and bonus damage if he's in cleave and melee, bonus damage in melee or range. So basically whatever Troll wants to do, he's going to be supercharged this game. And that's really synergistic because Troll has a lot of attack speed and doesn't have that much plus damage, and most people build Troll HP hybrid mobility items right now, so the Magnus will make Troll do a lot more damage you normally see. And I think with the Viper pick on NiP, I think Troll's going to be a pretty good hero here, because Viper is kind of weak to physical damage, doesn't have the best armor. That guy's going to have to build an AC most likely or something like that, otherwise Troll's going to go right through him.
So what was the intention then of picking up a Viper from NiP? I feel like it's one of those heroes that you can take it to these big burly melee. I mean, it works good against Magnus, but it doesn't stop him from getting away. You can always just kind of skewer on out of there. And, you know, maybe if it was against the Troll, if Troll's busy doing other things, he could get caught up.
True.
Being you know, all stuck and sticky in the Viper strike, but maybe just kind of use it to kite and kind of control the pacing of the fight. You know, maybe figuring that Troll and Jug could end up getting up in arms with each other, and then you can get the focus fire from elsewhere. But it kind of does nerf down their overall true right-click damage from NiP into the late game when you go something like a Viper, who's a good lane dominator.
Exactly. That's probably the reason they picked him, in my opinion, was that they're expecting to be Magnus versus Viper, and that sounds like a really good Viper matchup, because anytime Magnus nukes a wave, you can maybe get a corrosive skin proc, which is 40 magic damage, plus the slows, which is right clicks. You can get a couple poison attack levels, maybe 2 early game, maybe 3, up to what you feel like doing, and you can do a lot of harass on Magnus, so it'll really limit Max's CS. The downside is that if the ganks come and Viper gets killed once or twice, then Viper will get behind, Magnus can out-spam him, and they'll win the lane. So it really comes down to whether or not Viper gets ganked. But Viper did see a little bit of picking recently. I briefly tuned into an IG game last night that started around, 8 p.m. for us or something like that. I think LD casted it, and IG actually picked a Viper in the mid lane, and they didn't play in the typical, like, mech ags that way. They actually went, like, Manta Daedalus Butterfly. It was literally a DPS Viper, and it worked really well. And I think you got to blink with it as well, because the hero's pretty slow.
That's like Ferrari's way of doing Viper. Viper doesn't feel like a Ferrari kind of a hero, so it's like, I'm just going to make it my hero.
Yeah, he just got DPS items, and it worked really well, because then you're just slowing people with poison attack, and all of these like tanky cores that want to chase people like Troll Warlord and stuff like that. You just sit from range, you drop the ulti on them, and it goes through BKB. It may not do damage, but it slows him, and that's the main important part, is that he can't chase. So maybe Viper is a counter. I mean, I talked about that a little bit last game. I was like, Veno is good against Axe, for example, but it kind of goes for any melee carry that does physical damage. Yeah. You keep him so slow that you just walk away from him.
Yeah. Good against
and
your
that's
Tiny,
something
good
Viper
against
can
your
do.
Troll. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe NiP were taking notes. Maybe they're going to pop that out right here. We'll have to see. But Bounty Hunter coming up from Cloud9, and what I wager, I mean, given this kill, it could be either a offlane Phoenix or an offlane Bounty Hunter. We saw offlane Bounty Hunter was very prominent back in, TI3. You saw your Bulldog Bounty Hunters, where it's just like plant yourself in lane. But then people kind of recognize what they were doing, what he was doing. You just get a sentry, get an early dust, and next thing you know, he gets bullied out of lane too quickly and can tend to fall off a bit. So it's an interesting grab here.
Mid Earthshaker, I guess.
And then the wild Earthshaker. Maybe offlane Earthshaker. Kind of like the Empire Yoki style, I feel.
They have a very early game lineup, so NiP has to be pretty careful here. Same goes for Cloud9. I mean, the strategy that NiP is going for is take a lot of towers early. Jug Chen synergy is amazing. Jug Viper synergy is really good. Basically, any tanky hero or pushing with Juggernaut heal is very, very strong. So it's going to be pretty tough for Viper to die in these fights unless the Troll Lords were able to get into melee range. So if Cloud9 can take this mid to late, I think it's going to be pretty tough for NiP, because their counter push isn't amazing. They have Shockwave basically, and that's about it. That's actually one of the really big lackings in Cloud9 strat here, is they have very, very little counter push. It's essentially just Magnus. So NiP should be able to take a lot of towers, but at least in team fights, they're pretty well off. They have Magnus ulti, they have Phoenix Egg, and they've got Track to combo with Troll Warlord, which is maybe another reason they picked it, because they're like, oh, there's a Viper, we're going to have trouble chasing people. Let's just give all of our heroes 20% movement speed.
Seems a bit interesting to me. I mean, you're already seeing with just the first couple of picks from NiP that push is what they could be going for. You got Chen, you got the sustain from your Witch Doctor, the Jug Ward. It's pretty crazy, and they could have banked for something possibly like an Ancient Apparition to just nerf down that sustain power a bit, but it looks like Cloud9 have something else that they want to go for here. I mean, I can't help. I mean, I don't know if you said it yet, but it's a support Bounty Hunter. Big Daddy's picked up the Bounty Hunter, and he's just on a mission to maybe kind of get in these support faces, easily block out the side camps. I don't see anyone who's a prominent... Oh, no, the Chen. So he's here to be a pain in the ass to Chen, is what it feels like.
Yeah, you're right.
That's your worst nightmare in a pub game. Like if you're playing an Axe, you're playing a Chen, you're playing these jungle heroes, and then they pop up with the Bounty Hunter. They're on your ass early. Did he get an Orb of Venom? He didn't, but he got boots, so he can really just kind of chase him down and pinch and poke a bit. He's going to be really annoying, and that could pay dividends in the long run if this Chen just kind of gets put in his place over and over again. And we'll have to see what he's got prepped and prepared, actually. He does have one sentry
Somebody else must have another one because they didn't place it yet.
Yeah.
I don't see
it is.
who
It's
has
on
it,
Seal
though.
Kid. It looks like he's got the second sentry. So
yeah, it's better to split them up that way. If either person runs into the bounty hunter or gets a blocked camp, you don't have to like walk over and then deward for them. It saves a little bit of time here. So I like the place that he blocked for the pull camp. This is one of the hidden spots that I feel like nobody ever wards here anymore. They're too greedy. They're like, oh, I want vision and a block. But putting it in there kind of guarantees that they won't be able to find it, or at least they'll have to spend some tangos to break it. So on the bright side, since it's a Chen, they don't really lose that much here. If you only have one support in the lane, he's going to spend most of his time zoning the offlane hero. So he maybe won't lose a lot here, but if the creep equilibrium gets out of whack, then that'll guarantee that Bone 7 hits 6 a bit faster, and if things go well for him, he'd actually blocked really well here. Range creep comes through, but they're going to block it. Nice play by them. And yeah, things are going to normalize from there.
This is going to be an interesting lane to keep our eyes on with Big Daddy kind of running about. And it looks like he's already going to be on the prowl to check out what the hell Chen is doing. So before any blood gets shed, I'll just fly through some of the rosters here on your NiP, Ninjas in Pajamas, Radiant Side era. He's going to be on the Jug this time. We got Seal Kid on the support. Witch Doctor, he's already zoning back this bird. Gets off the early cast. Bone 7 going to be forced to Icarus dive the hell out of there. But he's been prepared for this harassment. He had 8 tangos. Now he's going to be down to 7. Nearby, Hanskin is going to be playing the Chen. Big Daddy's nearby, scouts him out, and he has grabbed a tomato, it looks like for now, but he's going to work with these centaurs. Big Daddy could go for the last hit. Limp is playing your Venomancer, not Venomancer, the Viper, rather, in your mid lane, and Jonas indeed is playing the off-lane Earthshaker. Interesting.
So the thing I want to point out about mid is that our Fada's doing really well here. He went a super greedy build. Well, not really greedy, but a Bottle of Strength build. He didn't get any tangos, or at least he had maybe 1 or 2. He had a single Ironwood branch, and he got a Bounty Rune, and he got a really fast bottle. And the only way he's last hitting is pretty much a Shockwave. And the fact that he's been able to stay relevant against the Viper is just a testament to how good at this guy is, because Viper's been pressuring up. He's been casting a lot of poison attacks and trying to lower Fada's HP, but Fada's playing it in a nice way that's still getting him golden experience. So Fada's doing this really well. Anybody less than Fada, I feel, would really get screwed over by this Viper, and Viper would dominate the lane, but Fada's doing a nice job.
Really flexing that mid lane skill here. Even when on paper it should be a matchup that the Magnus should have a very hard time, he's definitely holding his own. Rune's gonna pop up. The sentry has been dropped, but Witch Doctor was able to snag it, so the bounty for him top. They're trading. Fisticuffs here. Jonas drops down a Fissure, but Misery gets an illusion. He's going to be in trouble. Does not have enough mana for the Arcane Bolt, but the right clicks are more than enough.
That was such a big error there by the Earthshaker. He was still level 1. He used his Fissure to block, so he didn't have a nuke. And then why did he fight for the illusion? You know, there was no point. Yeah. He's trying to guarantee it for his Viper or something like that, but only does so much. Limp might be in trouble here. Looking for the reverse skewer. Can they catch him? Nope. The blocking wasn't quite perfect. He was able to squeak out from the side and no skewer back. So not a big loss there. Ooh. Just a little bit of pressure.
But a free Centaur maybe for Big Daddy.
Nice.
Aha, yummy. That's 2 creeps he's already taken away from Hanskin this game. Previously took down the Werebear Tomato, and at the same moment, Bone 7's going to get jumped on bottom lane. They will get the kill this time. Just looks like a nice little setup. After Jonas was brought down, he makes his appearance in the bottom, gets the Fissure lead in. I'm sure Seal Kid with the cast. Yep, and Era Spin. The bird is not going to be flying anywhere. So good grab for them, and now it's going to be 1-1. And still, Big Daddy hounding Hanskin. Just, hey, I'm here. Nothing's going to be easy. Very annoying. So as long as he gets a lot out of this, he gets his level 6, then you got the track gold factor here. This is definitely going to be very frustrating for Hanskin.
He's going to get the last hit, and experience won't be split either, so I think he's doing a great job. The important part that Chen is barely level 2. He doesn't have a whole lot. Oh, he's going to run into the sentry. This is bad. The sentry from before is going to spot him. They need the Fissure. Oh, they're going to stun first.
They got it now.
I don't think they're going to get him here. Oh. They need a bit more. Oh, he got blocked perfectly.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Nice play there by the Earthshaker. He held it to the last moment. He figured that he wouldn't be able to get the kill if he just opened Fissured, and he opted for the block instead. So that was a really good read from him. It was enough to get the bounty kill. If he didn't block there, bounty could have just ran right past. I think he would have made it.
Very thankful Hanskin Chen for that one. He'd been up in his grill for so long. Let's look at top lane here, a lane that we've been neglecting for a bit. It's Eternal Envy on your Troll, a hero we do not see very often. So sarcasm on that one, but he's got his phase boots, and he's pretty much got all the elbow room he could ask for, because it looks like at this point your Earthshaker knows he can't do much about it, and he's just going to find some business elsewhere. Right now he's in mid. He's able to build up his level 3, dishes out a Fissure, but he's going to have to walk back to base to get a bit more resources. So Purge, we could expect to see this Earthshaker just kind of continue to go on the move and try to set up plays than really plant himself anywhere in the near future.
I'm a little apprehensive about the pick, though, because I mean, him dying was, regardless, I mean, it was a bad thing, but it didn't lose him the game or anything. But he's kind of playing a support role now, so I really feel like their team's going to be losing experience. And if we look at the graph, yeah, T9 is way ahead, and it's only 4 minutes into the game. You never see this kind of an advantage. Well, maybe you do, but I feel like the Earthshaker's really getting behind here, and all he's going to be able to contribute until he gets a blink is a fissure, and he's only essentially a support, so it puts a lot of things on the shoulders of the Juggernaut, as well as the Viper, and maybe the Chen as well, but the Chen's also a bit gimped, so things are not a good spot. Gank coming in. Juggernaut gets killed there with a big silence from Misery, and a couple kills, or a couple slows.
Yeah, so there was 2 gank attempts there. It was Cloud9 who were successful there on the bomb. We were also watching mid lane. A smokeless Chen gank towards mid lane. Fata just saw it coming and just skewered out to the north, and they couldn't do anything about it. So C9 are successful in that, and they're not letting up here. Now Misery and Big Daddy looking to find out what the hell Hanskin's doing. He's nearby working with this big camp. Big Daddy, not much mana left though, and they want a mid lane. They're going for limp. There's the silence there. Concussive shot. TP to rotate in. It's Seal Kid, and that's enough for Cloud9. They got the rotation they wanted out, it looks like, and they're just going to walk away with that.
They maybe could have gotten the kill if they forced it, but it would have resulted with a bunch of heroes being out of their tower, and they could have died from that.
Yeah.
Fought playing it safe instead. He could have gone for the Skewer Shockwave with the Ancient Seal, and it would have bursted the damage a lot, but he just opted not to. Look at E's weird build. His skill build is so peculiar here. Opting for 3 levels of Fervor in the early game. You know what this is probably centered around is taking a really fast Roshan. Because Fervor increases your attack speed against one target, and the bash increase gives you longer stun durations when you do actually bash. And it's actually not that bad of a bash once you level it up. It's a 2-second stun when it procs. That's huge. Gank on the mid lane, actually.
Net.
Again, Skewer.
Skewer makes it away. They got the Viper Strike. Fata is going to go down from this. And we'll see if there's going to be anyone in exchange as Big Daddy makes a jump on the Seal Kid, but he continues to heal everyone up with the Voodoo Restoration. At the same moment, it's a Juggernaut kill onto Bone 7 in the bottom lane, probably the debut of the Omni Slash, and indeed it is. So, simultaneous kills and pickoffs. NiP 4-2 as they push ahead right here, but they have been trying to get a hold of Fata in this mid lane for quite a while, and they're just happy to finally do it there. Because he's been what looks like saving up and maybe trying to go for a really quick Blink Dagger. He's at 1,300 gold now before he was brought down.
Bottle Charge goes to No-Tail to allow him to continue to roam here. Still no debut of the RP.
Yeah.
Chen's still a little underfarmed as well. Only a ring of regen and 300 gold, so nowhere close to a mech. And surely something coming for Viper. Is it a Treads? Yeah, Treads Aquila.
Big Daddy scouting out Hanskin again. And well, just to go back, we were talking about the Troll being able to do Roche lineup. If you look at their team initially, it's not big Roche team outside of Troll. Maybe it's one of those games where Big Daddy considers getting a medallion on his bounty hunter just to help out a little bit here and there. It certainly works out okay with the track.
Yeah.
Get that extra bit of minus armor going. So we'll see if it's something he looks out for.
Well, track actually doesn't lower armor anymore. They removed that a while ago.
Just does me being old, I guess.
Yeah. TP's coming in. Track is pretty low cooldown though, 4 seconds. It's really good right now. Slows come on the Witch Doctor, and that's an easy kill. Big pick off there. We have Jug also in the mix. No, he does have spin, no ulti, but a Fissure's here, level 3 actually. He's going to know Taylor's in so much trouble now. Great enchant totem as well. It does get the kill. Air's a little bit low, but I don't think Misery's going to be able to grab it. He's got to run for his own life.
It was a good net coming out from Hanskin to lock the Skywrath Mage in place. Could have been a follow-up, but they both pull away. One man grab there onto Big Daddy in the bottom lane, just trying to still get that level 6 so he can use that track. And yeah, it's a low cooldown, but you can run out of mana pretty fast, dishing out a couple of tracks, plus you're probably obviously using your Shadow Walk to get in position. A quick Shrew can cost a bit of gold, so I've seen bounty hunters also consider getting bottles at this point.
Yeah, it's a great item.
I'm curious what he's going to be going for as far as mana sustain, because right now he just has the Ring of Protection. It could just be Tranquils for all I know. But
I think bottle's great on this hero. We'll probably won't see Phoenix grabbing it because Phoenix doesn't really need that much mana regen, just needs some HP regen. So I think 2 bottles in the game is fine. 1 for mid and 1 for bounty. He does get dusted here. Yeah. Uses a Tango to break his invis, so he's faster. Great Fissure is going to catch him, and that will actually be a kill on him. It'll finish his Tranquil Boots, and he buys a Clarity Potion as well. So I actually didn't think he was going to die, though. I was like, that does feels a little unnecessary, but the Earthshaker getting within range was perfect, and he's actually gotten a lot of value out of his offlane here. He's almost level 6.
Yeah.
It's a little bit low for an offlane hero, but he picks up 6. He's got 800 gold. If he can just poverty through skipping a mana item and get a Blink Dagger, we could actually see some huge things out of him this game. It could easily validate his offlane.
Right now, it thinks like he has eyes here for Phoenix. Bone 7, though, does have his level 6. Always Supernova. Things get a bit too hairy, but against the Jug, who's one of the better right-clickers, plus Jug has a Mask of Madness now, it ain't going to be easy to get that egg off.
Is that the first time you've seen a Mask of Madness Jug?
Yeah. These builds are innovative and original. You just don't see this stuff every day.
They really are.
And they're taking it to a whole new level. Troll rather. And there he goes into the pit.
Yeah.
Fires out the ultimate, and one of the things, it's not being used anywhere in lane visibly, but it seems like NiP still have an idea that something's going on. Could always send in a Chen creep to kind of scout things out. They're flirting in the area. They have their own sentry to scout out if they have the vision nearby. Big Daddy sees the bird. Get away from the pit. I mean, that's pretty obvious at that point that they're doing something in there. So
look how Magnus is protecting this with shockwaves. I feel like they're going to rush. They might be able to get tail. Earthshaker walks right in. Big silence on him. He gets a heal. He might get a dunk off. He does get the dunk off. He's really low. Great skewer in RP. They're getting so low. This egg is going to hit the ground, and that's really bad for NiP. Viper may get cleaned up as well, but it looks like C9 is going to back out. Nope, not quite yet. Wants to get the Viper.
Oh.
Big cleanup there. And
nice. Death Ward. Fata tries to TP out, makes it away. And I don't think there was a Maledict on him, so he is not going down. He's going to be healing up. And look at this. NiP trying to pull behind the back play. Bone 7, just stop doing that. Dishing out the Sunray. Big Daddy's also in here in Viz. I don't know if they have detection. Seal Kid's in trouble now. The right clicks come through. He goes
Roche
down.
Is low.
Oh, Era, he's gonna get it. He got it. He grabs the Aegis. He's alive and well, but can he make it out with both of these lives? Oh, here comes
He's ready
Jonas.
to fight. Look at the damage.
Drops down the fissure. Era gets the dominating kill right there. Big Daddy limping away from battle. NiP, it started a bit questionable for him, but it seems like they're going to be able to walk out the big winners here. Uh-oh. There comes EE, though. Gets the nice kill onto your Earthshaker. Puts his focus onto Era. The Aegis will be popped. He might go down again.
Blinded at 3. It's only level 1, but it will do the miss chance, which is the important part. They're going to run into Viper. Actually, this is bad for Viper. I think Viper is going to die now. If they get a bash on this guy, he's dead. There's a stun. And a Skewer is only going to catch Viper, but he throws his life away. No Tail going to get away with 13 HP.
Era, man, he's just ready to brawl. Goes right in, but a Troll is one of the worst people you want to get into a real engagement with, so he's got to run. Shockwave does not get him. A little bit of heal coming out from Seal Kid, but Seal Kid could be the next to go down. Oh, yeah, Concussive Shot will connect. Eternal Envy will just start chopping him in the back, and there it is. Killing spree for your Troll Warlord. Man, that was back and forth. It was all Cloud9. Then NiP show up. They take the Aegis. They take the fight, and then Cloud9 with round 2 ended up clearing out the majority of it. 9-10. The fight recap really doesn't do it justice, but it's Cloud9 getting the best of it.
This EE build is actually, I really like it. It's working out well. Think about how much he was right-clicking people here. Yeah. And he put all of his skill points into right-clicking. I mean, the movement speed is pretty good for Berserker's Rage. The increased bash duration isn't terrible. And the Fervor even is a decent skill. It doesn't scale as well as I used to, but it still scales pretty well. And he can't farm as rapidly because the Roaring Lane Axes doesn't do as much damage, but to be honest, that skill sucks for damage. It's not very good, only there's 225 at level 4. Yeah. The best thing maybe that skill's about is the blind duration, but he's getting 4 out of the 7 points. What a value skill point if you think about it. He gets a slow, he gets a blind with, they don't do damage, but he's pretty much about right click anyway, so he just focuses on the right click build. It helps him take Roche fast, and if the fight starts, he just actually does a very serious amount of damage with no items.
Making it go into Jonas. There's a concussive slow and the silence with Bone 7 diving forward. They get the committed kill. Here comes Omni from Era. No silence. Boom, bang. Ooh. Nice redemption kill. Works out for the better of NiP. Only losing their off laner, and they get the other off laner, but it goes for Era. Gets tracked now, but he has no mana. The Seal Kid shows up. They dance around a little bit. But it looks like there'll be no additional commitments there. But yeah, just to echo what you're talking about with the Troll, and you put on top of that the sweet little Empower he's been getting. And those right clicks are just so devastating. Yeah. So he's just happy to kind of box it out and feels like that's what he's going to be doing for the majority of the time. And so far, that's how it's been. But 11-10 now. Slight advantage for C9 as far as kills go. Jump in RP. Limp gets skewered back. And now tracked up. Gets silenced. There comes a nice fissure onto Fata. Death Ward going to be dropped. Fata could go down. Will go down. And now the Phoenix Egg coming back from the dead. Eternal Envy gets dropped immediately. There's the dunk. Phoenix comes back. And those Chen creeps, man, they're dishing out all the whirlwind tactics they can to put the damage out there. Era barely alive. Does go down at the end. Unbelievable. And that's more track hold going for C9. When the dust settles, looks like a 2 for 2 at the end of it. But with the track gold, let's see here. Oh, man, it's almost split down the middle here. Both teams get a lot from that, but they do lose Era, while Cloud9 do also lose Eternal Envy.
See, I guess an even fight. E really needed a Blink Dagger, or sorry, a BKB in that fight. He ran in, but just got shredded really quick to a bunch of damage output.
It's going to be a bit before he gets that BKB, though. It looks like he's going to go for the Saint Yasha next.
Not unexpected.
Saint Yasha that's not together. That was weird. Oh, he bought it after he died.
Yeah, because he was
I was
dead,
like, what the hell? So he gets it now. And yeah, if he wants to go for the BKB next, another very original build-up on your Troll Warlord, he can certainly do so. I
wonder if he'll put skill points into Whirling Axes. I feel like he probably should. Because the blind duration is something worth fighting for, I think.
Yeah.
But stats might also be better. This hero actually really loves getting stat points, especially his int gain is terrible. 1 int per level. Can you believe that? Troll's an idiot.
He is. And sometimes I feel like an idiot can play him. But for these pro players, they really can kind of take these heroes to the next level. And you can really see it here. And Eternal Envy has been innovative for how long now? I mean, you think back to the Blinks days of your Klink's Blink Dagger. Definitely likes to think outside the box. Mask of Madness Tiny last game. Maybe in some cases it doesn't always work out, but really putting in the muscle power here with your Troll Warlord. And now smoked up NiP nearby, near the Roche area. Oh, creeps pop. Misery scouts it out, but doesn't know that Hanskin's right behind him. And now he could be in trouble, but there's Big Daddy to dish out the track. And by the way, your Bounty Hunter, not for the bottle, just want the Tranquil Soul Ring here to kind of make sure he always has the mana available to get out as many tracks as possible. Gotta be careful, those sentries on the ground here. And oh, from the high ground, Envy easily chops down the Chen. And now they're going to pull away. NiP looking for redemption here, but it's in a bit of an awkward position. They don't want to go up into the secret shop territory. Instead, it looks like they'll just pull back and try to finish off a tier 1.
Big Daddy doing a really good job with his Shuriken tosses. He always throws it on something that's not tracked. That way he gets a double Shuriken. Great RP catching 2. Fissures trying to stop it, but it misses. Sky ulti as well, splitting the damage equally, but what's the big deal? They're going to kill them both anyways. I think Viper's so low, he might have died. He does go down. Might be able to catch Earthshaker as well as they continue to chase. Needs some mana on Sky, but an Invis rune. That's going to keep him alive.
Oh, the track, though, they see him. They see him. Fata.
He could chase this.
Doesn't want to quite chase
I think
it here.
He can. He's got a blink in 4.
Gotta keep going.
He's going to need to skewer, though. It's the only way. 3 seconds to skewer.
He's
There's
going
the blink.
for it. Skewer.
It's only level 2 skewer, by the way. Low damage.
Boom! Oh, a heal from Chen. Is this baited now for Fata? Oh, Fisher. But now, here comes Big Daddy.
Need 2 nukes to get the kill. Shuriken!
Oh! What a 1-2 punch right there. The Shockwave and the Shuriken. Earthshaker goes down. Here's Era.
Oh, Creep Wave's going to give him some time. He's got to run in circles.
Like,
this is all he can do. That's it. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Juke trees.
It's almost better at that point just to force him to use the Omni Slash, but it really, you think that maybe there's going to be a moment you can get away, and he didn't have the mana or something. It looked like to get into Shadow Walk.
He didn't. He was completely out of mana. The Soul Ring did barely enough. I mean, he had to track and Shuriken, the Earthshaker that was running. I'm sure it was worth it for the fight. Well, I guess not. Maybe it's not tracking the track gold in the recap or something. That's a potential. I don't know if it gets tracked in there.
I don't know.
Because
we don't know the old.
It showed that Bounty Hunter lost 250 gold there, which is not possible because when he died, he definitely gained 200.
Sometimes the fight recap is just not right. Like, you'll tune in and it's like, oh, it was a 1-for-1. It's like, no, I just witnessed pretty sure a 5-man wipe and 4 men go down the other side. So sometimes it seems to be delayed.
Bone 7's really farmed here. He got the Midas right before that last fight at the tier 1 bottom. And after that fight ended, he had 900 gold, including the Midas usage. So he got a lot of gold out of that fight. And since then, he's already gotten a Blink Dagger, which I've never seen a Phoenix blink before. But probably because he can egg and then blink out afterwards. No, there's no point. Everybody's stunned. So I don't know.
I mean, you got the best gap closing you could ask for with Icarus Dive and a blink. So
yeah,
it's going to be hard for anyone to get away. But is it really that necessary? It's not like they're going against a little black backliner like a sniper. Very interesting, but yeah, possibly the same way like your Wraith King with a Blink Dagger. Maybe when you come back for your second life, there's a timing window where you can quickly shift blink out or just quickly blink out and get away. We'll have to see. Something we don't get to see very often. But
can also put the egg exactly where he wants to. That's important.
Yeah, puts it right in the middle.
Oh man, what a combo!
What a setup for the egg, and now 1, 2, possibly 3 to go down. There it is. Cloud9, beautiful team setup. They get 4.
Holy
Triple
crap.
kill as it all goes to Eternal Envy. Beautiful fight right there for Cloud9.
It was so good. They're like, I'm going to take a terrible egg in the middle of 5 heroes by myself. And they're like, let's kill the egg, guys. And bam, RP comes in. Teamfight's completely won at that point. As soon as that RP landed, it was over. The AoE damage came out. As soon as the RP ends, the egg lands, and you get an extra 2 seconds of stun. What a good execution out of C9. And this is why they value the hero. If you do the combos right, the egg is actually really strong. Does 6 seconds of 80 magic damage, and then at the end it stuns everybody for 2 seconds through BKB. That's pretty good. And then you get more spells.
Seems like one of those moments where NiP will hope to not fall for the same thing again. But just with that huge team fight boost, that might be enough to assert Cloud9's dominance in this game too. I mean, you're talking triple kill for your Troll Warlord. Now has his ultimate orb, still about 1,700 gold saved up on top of it. I don't know exactly how many tracks they had put out in that fight, but I'm sure it was 1, maybe 2.
I saw at least 2.
Yeah, so
but it could have
been
more.
So much gold build up for Cloud9 just with that one fight alone, and they're just going to start going through and taking tier 2s along the way. So yeah, this graph went down really fast as far as net worth is concerned. 12K and still on the fall in the favor of Cloud9. Very, very big stuff for him. And NiP, Purge, what's plan B? What's the comeback factor for him to try to get this one out? Maybe it's Earthshaker trying to throw together a Blink Dagger. He's got 1,800 gold. And for Era, he's just trying to finish off his Manta style at this point.
I mean, it's going to be a tough win here at this point. They can definitely still win, but their team was all about the early game stuff. And if you look at even the supports, look at Bounty Hunter now. He's got a Ghost Scepter and a Force. This guy's definitely been raking in the cash. His HP is low, but he has the tools that he needs to counter heroes. So he's just going to move around scouting out the Radiant team, hopefully preventing them from getting gank attempts off. And then that should pretty much guarantee that they win if they can make sure that they don't lose fights. And they probably won't as the game continues, but there's still a chance. I mean, they've got a Viper who doesn't have a BKB. They have a Chen who only has a mech, doesn't even have Arcane Boots, so he's going to be a bit limited on his mana in fights. And they've got to deal with the Troll, and the Troll's really farmed. He's got a Scotty now.
Oh, beautiful skewer from Fata brings Jonas up into the high ground, right next to C9. A track gold again. Ownage coming out, and that's how it feels right now. For Cloud9, they continue to just get so much. Almost feeling like a flip of the script from our previous game here.
Yeah.
13-22. Cloud9 not looking to let go of the reins of this game as they might pressure now.
You getting on me bot lane.
And yep.
Oh, the RP. Oh. They actually can turn this. He's going to die to Maledict, though. I think. Oh, the damage.
Unbelievable. Fata, again, sets the stage for destruction to come out from Eternal Envy, and they are gone. That's it. There's no way at this point they feel they can make a comeback, and they just immediately throw in the towel.
What a game out of C9 there.
Fata, man. What a player.
Couple RPs and things just ended.
Oh.
Huge RP by the Egg Bottom. That was a huge RP as well. That was just... Do you see how much damage? You didn't catch the beginning of the gank, but he ate a full Omni Slash and a Death Ward, and then the RP came, and he's like, oh, I guess we can win this. And he just turned around and was like, bam, 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 the whole team's gone.
He was maledicted as well. It was crazy.
Yeah, and actually the item build that people go and troll is really synergistic with Mag as well, because you get extra damage if you have agility. So by building a Sanjin Yasha and a Scotty, this all gets accelerated in DPS with the Empower, so Empower becomes even better.
Oh
really cool skill build.
Yeah.
And really cool synergy by pairing those two heroes together. That strat fit together so beautifully. It was so good.
That was definitely an eye-opener.
Yeah.
Not just for them, for other teams to look out for, and we might even see a respect ban come out just for it, or at least NiP making sure that that troll could not be involved in the next lineup.
Take the troll out. Magnus alone is still good, but maybe isn't as abusive. But obviously, Mag works with tons of melee heroes, but troll is probably the best one that's melee, that benefits from Empower the best right now.
Beautiful stuff there from Cloud9, and suddenly it's a 1-1 series, and we're going to be going to a game number 3 here. Winner moves forward in the upper bracket. Loser doesn't go home, but they'll have to battle their way through the lower bracket. That's going to be coming up next. I'm KotLGuy. That's Purge. Game 3, Cloud9 versus NiP, coming up in just a moment.